Welcome. In this video, we will provide an overview of qualifications within the QMS. After this introduction, we will cover how to create a new qualification and complete the Details tab. Then we look at each of the following tabs in order and finish with a quick look at the user's report. To get started, log into TMDS and select QMS from the hamburger menu. This will open QMS and you can then select Qualifications from the top right. The Qualifications landing page will open, displaying a list of all qualifications. You can use the search functionality to find a specific qualification. You can click in either the name or code column title area to change the sort order. There is an icon on the right. This shows the number of items selected. For example, we can see that 2 qualifications have been selected. To review or edit an existing qualification, select the qualification name. If you have a qualification open and you wish to return to the qualifications landing page, select the cross on the top right. You can delete one or more qualifications by using the checkboxes and the delete icon. There is a warning message to make sure this is what you want to do. To create a new qualification, select plus New. Add the qualification name and code and a description if you wish. There is also a checkbox, Show on Authorization Card. Selecting this will allow this qualification to show up on any authorization cards generated in Central. There are 3 create options depending on your workflow. Create allows you to continue working on the new qualification. Create and close returns you to the qualifications landing page, and create another opens a panel to create another qualification. Selecting any option will result in a new qualification being created. Once you have created a qualification, you can add information on each of the qualification tabs. If you change any of the information on the Details tab, you should select Save and Close or just Save. If you wish to remove the entire qualification, select Delete. There is a warning message to make sure this is what you want to do. The second tab is Criteria. In this tab you define who requires this qualification. To add new criteria, select the plus button to open the criteria panel. Then complete the information for the criteria that applies. On the top left, it shows that this is a new criteria panel that has yet to be saved. Once you have completed the fields required in the criteria panel, select Save. You will notice that Saved is now shown on the top left of the panel. If you need to edit the criteria, simply click in the box that needs editing and make the change. You can see that the top left now says Modify to indicate the change has not yet been saved. Select Save to save your changes. You can use the plus button to add further criteria against the qualification. However, if the new criteria is similar to existing criteria, you can select the Clone button. This opens a new panel filled with the existing criteria. You can then edit as required and select Save. Cloning is a quick way to create multiple criteria for a qualification. The next qualification tab is Rules. In this tab, you define any requirements such as qualification prerequisites. Let's look at how you could add a new rule that defines all the certificates required for this qualification. First, you select Rule. You can edit the rule name if required. After making sure the correct rule type is highlighted, in this case Require All, select Add. The rule is added and now you can choose the certificates. Select the rule and use the drop-down to select Certificate. Select the certificates required. You can select multiple certificates. Select Done and the certificates are added to the rules. If you wish to edit the rule, you can select Edit and change the rule name or type. For example, you can change the type to require some and amount to 2. After selecting Save, only 2 of 3 certificates will be required. You can also add a qualification using the same process. For example, say that there was a qualification that was a prerequisite as well as the certificates. Using the drop-down, select Qualification. Select the qualification required. Select Done and the qualification is added to the rules. To remove part of the rule, for example a qualification or certificate, select on that part and select Remove. There is a warning message to make sure this is what you wish to do. You can also remove the entire rule. Select the rule and then select Remove. Select Delete from the warning message. The entire rule will be removed. You can import or copy the rules from another qualification. To see this feature, you can add a new rule and then from the Rule menu, select Import. Choose the qualification that you want to use. On the right, a panel opens, and you can choose whether to import just a section of the rule or the entire rule. Once you have made your selection, in this example, the entire rule, select Done. The rules will be copied to your new qualification. The tab after Rules is Linked Certificates. On this tab you can add certificates that will not be used as a rule. That is, these certificates do not impact qualification requirements but are linked to the qualification for reporting purposes. Previously these certificates were added under rules but defined so their expiry would not impact the qualification. To make it easier, linked certificates have been given their own tab. You can create a group of linked certificates or just add the linked certificate directly. For example, you can select Certificate. All available certificates will be listed. Select the linked certificate, in this case Performance, and then select Done. The Performance certificate is now linked to the cabin crew qualification and will be displayed in various reports. However, the Performance certificate is not considered as a rule or requirement for the cabin crew qualification. The final tab is History. On this tab you find a log of all changes that have been made to the qualification, including the date of the change, the reason, what was changed, and who made the change. If you want to look at the change in more detail, select the link in the Date column. For example, to look at the most recent change made to the linked certificates, select the Date link in the second row. This will open a snapshot of the qualification at this point of time. Because the change was to linked certificates, the snapshot opens to this directly. However, if needed, you could also select another tab to get a snapshot of that tab at the same point in time. For example, you could have a look at the rule snapshot to see what the rule configuration was at that point in time. To close the snapshot, select the X from the top right. This returns you to the History tab for the qualification. Once you have defined the qualification settings, you can view the user's report by selecting the button on the top right on any of the qualification tabs. The user's report shows, for each user that meets the qualification criteria, whether that user satisfies the rules needed to be compliant with this qualification. When you select the View User's Report button, the user's report will open in a new browser tab.